Welcome to the North. Mist-covered forests, frozen lakes, long-buried secrets. The world is changing. Railways spread, science overtakes superstition, cities rise along with the illusion of safety. But beyond the light, in deep woods and on windswept shores, something older stirs. This is Vaesen, a Nordic horror role-playing game set in 19th century Northern Europe. The players you see around me are members of the Society, a secret order cursed with the sight. They see what others deny. Creatures of myth and nightmare are real, and they do not like being forgotten. But sometimes the greatest horror is the one we carry. Welcome to Vaesen. So in last week's episode, Anna and Maude returned from their mysterious visit to the trolls with new magic in tow. One such gift allowed Henrik to briefly transform into an owl, an experience he found alarmingly joyful and immediately repurposed for aerial alchemical strategy. But the euphoria was short-lived. The Society then discovered that 6 entire weeks had been stolen from them. No memory, no warning, and yet they had lived and acted throughout that time. During this blank spell, Julian apparently recruited an art historian, Vera, from the asylum to care for the castle. She brings with her unsettling knowledge. Inmates at the asylum have been drawing a blank-faced figure, eerily similar to one seen in their shared dreams over the course of many years. As if to rub salt into the already frayed minds, their niece rewarded them with traumatic visions, memories from the moments that cursed them all as Thursday's children. Each horror was unique, each one marks, and from this a chain was revealed, an object of divine significance that may be the key to binding the Nattram. Each who touched it received a vision. Anna, however, refused. And Henrik fears that what remains unspoken among them may soon be what kills them. Dun, 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 dun. So, people.
I mean, just going to say that's absolutely like, you know, the top end of what could go wrong. But, and of course, Henrik's jumped there, but, you know.
Indeed, it could be like nothing bad could happen. Plus, we could have like months before she needs to touch the chain.
Of course.
Oh no!
Well, that's why I was walking out of the room because I had enough of convincing Julian, and Henrik tried to convince Anna to touch it, and she didn't want to. So we'll try again another time.
Doesn't want to touch it. Not touching it. Anna's sitting on the floor with her head in her hands. Going, nope, not touching the random.
Maude was also very keen.
Fair enough. So, tell me, Henrik exits from the room, apparently acting like he's totally fine, I would imagine.
Which I think we can see right through.
Acting like he's fine, but at the same time having a strop.
As he walks out the room, in walks Algot. Have I come back in at a bad moment? I really hope that chain was useful to you. I see Master Henrik has it on his person.
It's all a bad moment at the moment, Algot. What's wrong?
Nothing's wrong at all, Master Julian. It just occurred to me then that if you're having some sort of amnesia moment, that you may have forgotten some other things that transpired over recent times.
What's happened?
Maude, have you got your notebook to hand? We might need to make some references.
No, not at all.
I always
sir.
have my notebook.
I'm not quite sure why you're all overreacting, but no. As I believe we have discussed, you have been clearing the gallery upstairs, and within the gallery there were a number of books and scrolls, and I wanted to remind you that these have been redistributed back into the library. So you do have additional resources. They have been split.
Well, thank you, Argot. That's very useful, I hope.
Yes, well, I know you all like to do research. So these were all old societal books. So I'm assuming that there is obviously confidential and information that may not want to be got out to the wrong people.
Very correct of you. Thank you, Argot.
You're very welcome. I shall leave you. And he looks very awkwardly among you both all and exits.
Did Julian say last time to Anna? I seem to remember I said something along the lines, but I haven't noted it. Did I say to Anna, look, if you change your mind, tell me and I'll figure out a way without sort of like letting Henrik know?
Didn't.
Well, Julian has quietly said that now. Slid it in your general direction.
And it's like, as much as I would like to watch you attempt to steal from Henrik while he's got it literally wrapped around his forearm, I don't think I'm going to change my mind anytime soon.
I'm not going to steal? What are you inferring?
Is that not what you were whispering right now? Were you not about to steal the chain?
Stealing is very much a sense of perspective. It cannot be stolen, seeing as it belongs to all of us currently, really, technically.
All right, Anna's going to push herself off and she's going to head off out the room.
Julian physically sags.
Poor Julian. Anna would like to head to the dungeon and have a little route around there.
Mm-hmm.
Can I head out to see William?
Of course, you can. I mean, you did go out and see him before, but yes, you can go back out to him again.
How big is she now?
Well, she's a pig.
I know, but how big is she? Because, like, we got her midsummer, and it's now.
I did not prep the size of pigs.
No, I was just going to say, if you quite simply.
With pigs before, so
if you quite simply look at the map, which I am sharing with people watching online, you can see how big she is.
Oh, no, there she is.
Look. Why is my tactical map not coming up?
I don't know.
That looks like a full-size pig.
Yeah, it is a full-size pig.
Is she a full-size pig now? That's wonderful.
Well, you've had her.
Oh, fabulous!
You've had her the best part of a year.
So there she is. Wonderful. My genderqueer pig called William.
I'm trying to be as accommodating as I can.
No. I'm very grateful for you accommodating me, William and stuff.
Love it. Where is the dungeon on the map?
It's the dungeon.
Yeah.
Well, if you go right from William.
Oh yeah.
You've got the first room there is the shooting range, and then you've got the weapons corridor, and then you've got an open space, and then you have a cellar room, and then the dungeon.
Have we been to the dungeon before in our own castle?
Yeah, that's where we found the egg when we were uncovering the dungeon.
No, that was when
No, that wasn't.
you were breaking through into the cellar vault.
That was it.
So
I knew it was
the
different.
cellar vault was the egg baby.
Yeah. I remember there being some form of manacles or something there. Can I have a little look at them and remind myself what the hell's in the dungeon?
Hang on. I might be able to do something fun with that.
It's also a skull. Skull in the corner.
Yeah, I'll be out in the yard, spending some time with William. The one person who is neither mad at me nor who I am mad at in any way.
So, what? Wait, you mad at Anna?
Hey, why are you mad at Maude?
Yeah.
All right.
Now everyone is mad at you.
Now everyone's mad at me, not Julian.
Where's the video I did?
Oh dear. It was me thinking Julian only had beef with Tycho and Henrik. Apparently no, he's got them all in the sight.
Beef with everyone accidentally now. Oh dear.
Okay. I was trying to find the video that I did of the. I don't seem to have put it in the same place as I've put all the other videos.
What are you looking for?
The video that I did of the dungeon.
Okay.
And I was going to share it again.
Ooh.
But I don't seem to have got the armory, forgotten, stable.
But it's in the tactical map.
Yes.
I
Okay,
need
fine.
to specifically know what sort of manacles there are.
Oh, there's a variety of manacles.
Perfect. Can you describe them for me?
Well, there are manacles that are attached to the wall.
Yeah.
With chains.
Mhm.
And there is a set of unattached manacles, which are they're slightly old. They're all obviously quite old because they've been bricked up for about 50 years. So none of them are necessarily in the best condition, but there they are.
Do any of them have like magical runes or anything written on them, or are they all just sort of metal?
There are. Hang on. This could be it. No, that's not it. That's the original. So there is the fairy cage in there.
I'm assuming the fairy cage is too small for a human.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately so.
What is?
I mean,
what
they
is
would be a bit
unemployment?
squished, shall we say?
Okay.
Still trying to find the video. It's got to be here somewhere.
Anna's gonna have a little mental note of where everything is in the dungeon, and then head back. And is gonna go and find Sebastian. Do you have a mic now, Kyle? Or is he even here? He's not here yet.
He's online.
He's on and off. I don't think he can talk. Oh.
Can you talk? Kyle, he's typing.
Sebastian, join us.
No, he is typing. I think.
Anna would like.
I'm not sure why so much of his stuff isn't really up to par, considering he, like I said in the group, he's literally the richest person in this household, and yet his things seem to always fall to bits. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he's been accidentally cursed. He was gothy, so maybe there was a goth witch whose advances he unwittingly refused, and now he has been cursed with fall apartism. I can hear but not speak, apparently, and now I'm connected. I'll try my headphones again.
Do. So, what's everyone else up to?
Well, I'm going to go look for Sebastian.
Okay. Well, he's unless he says otherwise, he'll still be in the living room with everyone else.
All right. Well, what are other people up to?
Found it. Right, hang on.
At last.
Now,
where are we looking?
Oh, it's too big. I can't share it.
Hilarious.
It's 2 megabytes too big to share. Okay, never mind. So yeah, what's everyone else up to?
Henrik is having a pipe outside, waiting for everyone to cool off.
Okay.
Before he tries again. He would like to talk to Taika, but I have no way of conveying that right now. Hopefully somebody comes out.
Well, I think I walked past you on my way to William.
Yeah, I knew you were going to go talk to the pig.
Taika's going back to her room to call off.
To be fair, it did get quite heated between her and Julian.
Are we still in the room with the mirror?
No, you're in the back room.
Salon. Sorry, which is the salon and which is the main room?
You locked the pantry, and Albert has the key under instruction that nobody was to go in there until you guys decided what you were doing with the mirror.
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
That sounds about right. Okay. Right, so what's everyone else doing? I'm just out here feeding my pig.
If anybody is looking for something to do, you can always give me an inspiration roll.
Anna's going back into the room. So who's left in the living room now? Is it Maude and Sebastian?
Maude, Sebastian, and Taika.
No, Taika's gone back to their room to cool off.
I'll give you an inspiration
I missed that.
roll.
My apologies.
Yeah.
I know you've got to keep your eye on everything, Andrew.
Oh,
my God, Maude.
I'm inspired like never before.
Maude can see about a year into the future.
Good God.
Okay, in which case I was going to give Julian all the information, but I won't.
Wow. Thanks. Cheers, Maude.
I will give Maude all the information.
Oh dear. While you do that, Anna's going to wander over to Sebastian and sit down next to him and sort of murmur, oh wait, what's he saying? Sebastian has the structure of the novel about the year ahead. The next 10 books are planned. It's fine. Anna's going to sit next to Sebastian and say, so what exactly did you see in your vision? With the Nattram and my brother? And watch him very intently. And now I just have to wait for Sebastian.
While Sebastian is typing, Julian finishes feeding William, makes sure that she's happy, and saunters up to the library. Hands in pockets, the usual kind of thing.
Is anyone going to look at the new books that we just got?
Well, I'm going. Well, I can while I'm in the library.
Yes, Maude is going to investigate the new books in the library as well.
What was that noise that just came out of your mic, Emma? That sounded like a vase.
William is with her.
Oh, are you playing a playing a pig
I said I didn't hear it.
Oh my God, I love it.
It's a pig noise.
I think that's genuine interference, but it does sound like Maude has exchanged Ghost for William.
I'm sorry, that genuinely sounds like a pig. Andrew, is that not you doing that?
No, it's Maude.
That's hilarious.
What is that? What are you still hearing? Whatever it is.
Back to a pig.
I am not hearing anything.
Yeah.
So wait, is that not a sound?
That's hilarious. No, apparently that's interference.
No, it's
and you swear to me that's interference and not actually a pig sound you're playing. I don't believe you.
I can find you a pig sound and play
No,
it.
don't. Just get on with the game.
I can't hear anything.
Yeah, which is why you know it's interference because
it's yours.
Nick has
Emma.
no
When
idea.
you are about to speak, Emma, it goes, and And then your voice
It 100% sounds like a pig.
It
Anyway,
definitely
so
sounds
I
like a
swoop
pig.
off to the library,
Okay. Good stuff.
and I'll sort of like head towards, indeed, the new books that we have obtained, whichever word we would be most applicable.
discovered.
What's that phrase? No, you have a reconnaissance mission. Reconnaissed?
Reconnaissance.
Reconnaissanced.
Yes,
I know.
that's the word.
Anyway, yes, let me have a look at them books. Am I doing a learning? Am I investigating them?
Well, it depends. What are you looking for?
So hang on, how did we get these books?
The Forgotten Gallery. Algot just came in and was like, "Hello, Julian," and people who are left. In the
Yes, right. In that case, I'll investigate them and just see kind of what's there.
They have. Well, your books are catalogued, so you don't just have a pile of new books. This is what Algot was telling you. They
Nice.
have been.
So do you want me to do an investigation roll?
What are you looking for?
I'm just looking to see, the kind of books, and if there's one that, stands out
That's
as...
two-page.
Oh,
2 page.
what? All right, I'll pick one up and damn well read it, you charlatan. I don't know. I love how the foreign guy is the one telling me how to English. Very successfully, I add quickly before I am in the doghouse. But, yes. So do you want me to do learning?
You haven't told me what you're trying to learn.
I don't know. I don't know what kind of books these are. I want to learn about the books.
I want to read the thing. Shall Anna come and help?
Give me a learning roll.
Thank you. 2. There you go. I learned something, surely.
Well, it will. If you are going to do this, it means you're going to have to go through every bookshelf, looking for books that you don't recognise, and then looking at them to see what they are.
Whoa. You said they'd been catalogued.
So they've been put up on the shelves. Look at the size of your library.
So where's the catalogue, mate? There must be
No.
an index. There must be. You're not telling me that Algot doesn't have an index. William, be quiet. This is, I can handle this on my own.
That's interesting. That doesn't update.
That's what Algot.
So for people that are watching online,
why do we now have to find the books?
for people that are watching online, there is the library,
But did
and
Algot literally
this is
bring
the
us
new corridor.
books? Why are we searching for the books?
I'm just sloping it. I'm literally sort of like, apparently Algot has put them away.
Yes.
Algot.
As soon as I try to get my tactical on, my whole thing freezes. That's very annoying. But anyway, yeah, where's the library?
Well, why don't you ask Algot which books he just put up?
Fine, I will heave a very deep sigh and pop off downstairs to go and see Algot.
So what are you up to, Maude the pig?
William and I are investigating some other books.
Right. And what are you looking up?
We are looking up many of the different things that have occurred in recent times. I think we want to look up the Nattram, given that we think that has been appearing to all of us in our recent memories. I think we looked before, didn't we? But we didn't really find much. But we're going to have another look.
Page was missing or something, or...
Yes, because with there being more books, there could be more things to find now.
Indeed. So we're going to look up the Nattram, and also do it possibly the Do we need to look up any more about the creature in the mirror, or are we kind of comfortable with that at this point?
Shit, we've got the mirror to deal with as well.
Gosh, we've got so many pies with the
I feel like we should look up
gate
the creature
open.
in the mirror, because at the moment they're just hanging out. I can't remember what it's called though. Whatever that thing is called, I am not sure what it is. I don't seem to have written it down, which is annoying. And also, I'll have a look for anything to do with Ulu as well.
Okay. Give me a roll.
Thank you.
One. Okay.
Where's Julian gone? He could listen to some of these things as well.
Julian's sort of like gone down to find Algot and figure out which bloody books are. Why is William speaking every time I speak? Stop laughing, Leaf.
I just can't hear anything. I'm just assuming that William's hanging out.
We'll get to hear on the recording later, Emma. I'll show you.
Oh my gosh, this is wonderful. But anyway.
So I'll quickly deal with you, because obviously Algot can answer your question very quickly, and that will only use one of your two successes. So he'll say, "Oh well, there were some society journals. There were bunches of manuscripts that have been bound together, seem to be society related. So it seems to be primarily societal records about different not excavations. Oh, dear.
Expeditions.
Thank you. Different expeditions that they have been off on, and communications and clippings of event records. So he says, there's stuff about different Vaesen and yeah.
Can I ask Algot if he will point them out to me, so that I don't have to go rootling through?
Oh well, most of it is stored under in the section which is societal records.
Okay. So I guess I'll go upstairs and look at the societal records shelf then, in that case.
What do you want to look at?
For God's sake, anything that looks new, that isn't covered in dust. How voraciously, don't pull that face with me, Andrew Slade.
But if you're not looking for something, Lexi, if you're going to sit down and read everything, you're going to be there until the middle of next week. I can do that if you want and cut you out of talking to you for the rest of the session.
We've literally lost.
But why don't you choose something you want to look into and see if there's more information on it?
All right, show me anything that's like around Ulu then, in that case.
Right. In which case I will use right. So I will initially just share this with you then.
Avec moi.
Yeah. And obviously, if you choose to share it with others, then that's up to you. Maude, I have shared something with you too. I'll give this to you as well, Julian. So, because I know you've all got a lot of handouts at the moment, Julian, yours is 1.6 and 1.7. Maude, yours is labelled 2.1, and you've got another one that's labelled 2.2, which I'm just sticking in there for you as well.
Thank you.
Sebastian, are you still typing your reply to me? Oh no, you can't reply anyway.
I'm not sure if Sebastian is frozen or what.
It says currently typing, so I thought it was typing a reply.
Could be.
We shall find out. Oh, let's try again.
So, Taika, what are you up to? Henrik.
I guess it's been a little while since they've been looking through the book, so I'll come back inside and I'll head up to the library as well and get caught up. Because I technically didn't hear that there were new books, but I'll find that out, and I'm waiting to talk to Taika if Taika shows up. In the meantime, I will also look at the books on the society story shelf.
Oh, so you're going up to the library as well?
Yeah, I'm going to go up to the library and get caught up with, and find out that we just got new books by Julian's frustration of tearing through the shelf. And I will do a search myself for not necessarily specifically the Nattram, but any records of society members getting dreams invaded. They may not know the actual word. So here's my learning. I'm going to get 2.
Okay. You find absolutely nothing connected with
shadowy dream entities is what I was looking for.
With nothing connected with dreams, apart from where are we? You do find a little bit of information. It's not let me do this, is it? Because it's you've just updated. Sorry, they've just updated the rule book, and I had the rule book all set up so that I was able to cut and paste from it. Let's see if I hope I didn't delete the old rule book, so I can still cut and paste this from the old rule book. You find this quote. No, wrong thing. Let me send this to you. In one of the journals. Oh, for Pete's sake. Sorry. Have you found the stuff that I've shared with you, Julian and
Yes.
Yes. Maude would like to get everyone back together as quickly as possible. And everyone has scattered. What time of day is it? Is it coming up to a meal time or something?
So with the research and stuff that you've done, it's approaching now nearly 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Do we do afternoon tea at the castle?
Absolutely.
Excellent. Tea time, everybody.
Tea time.
Maude is going
to like the slowest conversation with Sebastian in the world.
Maude is going to take the 2 books that she's found stuff in and hurry back downstairs. And if she sees Algot, she's going to ask Algot to serve tea and tell everyone it's time. Ring the gong or whatever he does.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you.
It hasn't got the pacing properly, so.
Julian slopes downstairs in the hope of tea.
Where is tea being laid?
It'll be in the. Well, it's up to you. You can have it in the pigsty.
I mean, tempting though that is, Algot, I think we'll stay indoors.
Oh God!
Okay.
So
you can have it in the dining room or in the lounge in the living room.
Okay. Shall we go to the living room? Everyone can briefly relax while I tell them how we're all going to die.
Great. Fun.
That sounds really cheerful.
Maude does not like to sugarcoat things. She likes to cut through to the heart of the matter as quickly as possible.
It's like, hello, death.
Henrik appreciates your candor.
Yeah, I was going to say, Henrik, if you want to join in with their conversation, I will. This is copied about 3/4 of the letters, so I'm having to manually paste it all in. So join in with them, and I shall. You'll get this as a direct message as soon as I've done it. Okay, so.
All right. Anna was mid-conversation with Sebastian when they all sort of burst back in, and she's like, I'll talk to you later again. Sebastian sort of slightly slides away.
To be fair, you guys probably would have finished your conversation because they will have been upstairs nearly 3 hours doing this research. So
I see. It haven't took that long.
We have an inquiry from YouTube. Dr. MM asks, is
anyone going to check out the faceless portraits in the asylum?
Oh, yeah.
Spoilers, Martha.
We will probably, but that'll be we're too busy going. No, this thing. No, this thing.
At the moment.
We're overwhelmed with input, like Johnny 5.
So come on. So you're all in the living space.
Is Tyker like downstairs?
Oh, I don't know. Are you joining them?
She has come down
down
reluctantly.
yes.
We're all downstairs. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Anna's glaring at Tyker across the room and watching her very closely.
Okay.
I've just seen your message, Tyker. I shall reply to that once I finish this thing to Henrik. Actually, I'll just tell you verbally. No, you don't remember.
Okay, figured.
Yeah.
Also, what's your problem, Anna?
My problem is you, Tyker.
What did I do to you?
She raised her eyebrow.
Tyker also raises her eyebrow.
Okay, can everyone put their eyebrows away for a second?
No, we can't.
Just 1 minute.
I know
promise.
what's going on.
You can do whatever you like with your eyebrows later, honestly. I think Having been looking for some information on the Nattram, I think we might be closer to being in a lot of trouble than we have imagined that we are.
Oh, great.
Maude holds up a collection of loose pages bound together with twine and scorched at the edges. You can see, even from where you are in the room, that the ink has been smudged in places and burnt in others. Some bits have been torn out, but she holds it up so you can see it and starts reading from the page. This one starts, on the hollow ones, the soul feasters, that which waits. And someone else has added in handwriting underneath, Nattram. Further down, they do not come with hunger as men do. They do not seek with desperation as beasts do. They are patient, they measure, they weigh. Their breath is not heard. Their steps do not disturb the dust. They have lived before time was counted, and they will live when time is forgotten. The next bit is burnt out. And then there's a torn out bit that's followed by, the hollow raven walks in flesh that is not its own. It is not man, nor beast, nor race, but something in between. Its form shifts as it must, but its truest shape is a thing of black wings and hollow eyes, a thing that moves like shadow and wind. Its skin is a lie. Its voice is a whisper of what once was, and when it no longer needs to be seen, it is gone, and the air is still, and nothing remains but the absence of breath. And then someone else has written again, in handwriting next to this, I saw it. I saw it and I did not know. I spoke to it, and I was already gone. The next page is creased and stained with something dark. I don't know if it might have been buried or just hidden somewhere old for a long time. You can see the ink is faded. It does not feast as men do. It does not rip, nor tear, nor devour. It waits. It watches. It prepares. It does not consume that which is unripe, for the soul must be full before it is taken. Maude takes a moment and just looks across at Henrik. That's the feeling I had in my vision, that it was waiting for you to ripen. She goes back to the page. It has no need to chase, no need to hunt. The willing will come, the ripened will fall. There's a deep flash through the page, meaning that we can't read the next bit. A few words you can just put together around the edges, chosen long before, shaped without knowing, fate woven in unseen hands. And then she holds up a fourth page, the most damaged, blackened edges, holes burned through key sections. It looks as though someone tried to destroy this one, but someone else might have tried to save it. It cannot be slain in the ways of men. It is already dead. It has never died. Then I can't tell what this bit says. It comes back with name before it was given, must be spoken in a place of power, must be severed from what it has made. And then I can't read this bit. Just, if it cannot take, it cannot be. And the rest has been taken. I think that must be some kind of instruction as to how we might get rid of it. But more worrying, she holds up the other pages from a different book. This, regarding the unresolved disappearance of 6 individuals from the parish of Vestmark and the inconsistencies within their final statement, filed by Clerk Matthias Exloff of the Royal Court in Westeros. In the winter of last year, 6 individuals were reported missing from the parish of Vestmark. Their names were as follows: Olaf Wikström, Johan Spart, Martin Nyberg, Sigurd Kjelsen, Agneta Hall, and Ellen Westerland. Each was of good standing in the community, if not somewhat peculiar in manner. What binds these 6 together is not kinship nor shared labour, but rather their claims. Each spoke openly of seeing things that were not there, of creatures that did not exist, of dangers that others could not perceive. Maude looks round at everyone. It's fairly obvious what they're talking about. Those close to them recall strange behaviours in their final weeks, an unusual paranoia, sleepless nights, a growing certainty that they were being watched. She looks again at everyone. Their final week. All 6 were last seen on the eve of the first snowfall. A traveller passing through the village that evening claims to have seen them walking northward towards the woods, single file, speaking not a word among them. By morning, their homes were empty. None have been seen since. The testimony of their acquaintances is fragmented and troubling. Some recall the 6 speaking of a weight in the air, a presence that counts but does not take, and a test that is coming. Others say that the 6 believed they had been marked in some fashion, not by a person but by fate itself. She looks again at everyone. Several villagers confirm they spoke of a man who was not a man, whose eyes did not catch the light, whose breath did not fog the winter air. Several search efforts were conducted. No tracks were found beyond the tree line, nor evidence of a struggle. Of particular note is that in the weeks following their disappearance, no bodies were recovered, nor any belongings, nor signs that they had perished in the wild. They were, for all intents, simply gone. Their families pressed for an investigation, but nothing further was uncovered. The matter was considered closed by the parish elder, and no further action was taken. So the final footnote in a different hand. It should be noted that all 6 individuals made highly questionable claims in the weeks leading up to their disappearance, including the ability to see beasts and spirits invisible to others. Such statements call into question their soundness of mind and may explain why this matter was not pursued further by authorities. The possibility remains that these individuals abandoned their homes voluntarily under shared delusion, or alternatively met with misfortune outside the bounds of human control. No further records exist regarding their fate. Their final week.
We've been having these visions for months. It can't be weeks for us. It must be longer, surely.
William obviously has an opinion on it.
Look, it wants our souls ripe. As long as our souls aren't ripe, we're all right. So what? We start sending more?
Maude, what was the part you read out about Matthias Holmgren?
Let me see. I have the clerk with Matthias Eckloff,
Right.
who filed the missing persons report.
I see.
Does that mean something to you, Julian?
No, it's something that I just found. A different Matthias, strangely. Just something I found out about the Ulu massacre.
What was it?
Do you want me to give you the full thing or the breakdown?
Whichever you think is more useful.
Well, it seems that not long after the Ulu massacre, 2 months in fact, an individual arrived to collect the documentation that was kept on the Ulu massacre, appearing under direct orders from senior members of the society. However, something about the entire situation unsettled Matthias. He didn't recognize this person, and he had the right credentials, but he'd never heard of his name. There was a careful politeness to him, he said, but his demeanour felt rehearsed, his eyes too watchful. But because there was nothing else that stuck out apart from a feeling on Matthias's part, he handed over all the documentation. And it was only really now the notes that he personally kept, basically from memory, on the survivor testimonies that he did have, that remain after this mysterious person took all of the documentation.
Why all the documents have vanished, because...
I'll read all those bits. There is some, but not much. So survivor testimonies, the common threads are: presence before the fire. Each survivor described a sense of being watched in the days leading up to the events. Shadows moved without source, and more than once people heard voices calling their names from empty rooms. There was unusual bird activity. Ravens were gathering in strange formations, silent and unmoving, as if waiting.
Check.
Also, 6 bodies were never found. Of all those present at Oulu, 6 individuals were completely unaccounted for. There were no remains, no signs of their presence in the ruins, as if they had been erased entirely. Their names were recorded in society's annals, yet no trace of them was ever recovered. Also, the fire did not burn as it should. One survivor noted that objects burned before the flames touched them. Another said the fire didn't spread naturally, but moved as if with intention. Even stone was reduced to ash in places, something which obviously should have been impossible. And then there was something that took shape within the flames. We've heard this sort of before. 2 survivors described a human-like shape standing within the fire, but its features were unclear. Eyes dark as coal, watching them from the inferno. One survivor heard it speak, though the words were indecipherable. And then there was the silence that followed. When the flames died, there was no sound, no wind, no voices, not even the crackling of cooling embers. It was as if the world itself had briefly stopped. The 3 survivors all described disturbing dreams, as we already know, for months afterward, even though none could recall details. And then, lastly, there was evidence, or what evidence was found in the ruins, was those who searched the remains of the castle noted that certain areas had been completely destroyed, while others were eerily untouched. There was a single blackened feather, which, of course, we've already found, recovered from what was believed to be the center of the fire. And then there were a series of deep gouges in the stone, as if something with claws or talons had carved into it, and were found in places where the fire had not reached. I mean, this is all that Matthias has put. He literally put it down because he was worried that the specifics of the massacre would be forgotten, what with the documentation disappearing.
He wasn't wrong.
No.
So how do we prepare to fight this thing, or can we, or do we just...
Well, it seems like it's coming for us, but from some of the clues from those documents, it seems like if we could make it, there's something about a place of power. You bring it to a place of power and say words.
Naming it in a place of power. Maude, there was more. What else did we need to do that was towards the bottom of what you said?
It's difficult to say, but it does say name before it was given. So I don't know if we need to find out its name, but must be spoken in a place of power, must be severed from what it has made.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly. I was getting the impression that we have to sort of make it corporeal so we can bind it. Like it has to become, it can't be a vision, a spirit beyond time. We have to actually trap it somewhere physically.
I don't know if that'll... How do we know
when we combine it and get rid of it?
Physical embodiment of something like death, or a concept, an anthropomorphic being?
If it cannot take, it cannot be. So what does it take? Does it take the 6 people?
Souls, I guess.
Our souls. Once our souls arrive, it takes them.
So
Hold on,
I don't
is it-
know how to hide our souls any
Wait,
more
wait,
than I
wait.
know how to bind a ghost.
There's another journal entry in with this. 10th of November, 1795. Matthias Holmgren, the man who I told you about, has been reported missing, last seen within the Society's halls, expressing concerns over the handling of classified reports related to the Ulu incident. No trace of him has been found, and his chambers were left undisturbed. Any information regarding his whereabouts should be directed to the High Council. High Council?
There's a High Council.
A High Council of Thursday's children?
Do they still exist, or were they killed in the massacre too?
Well, surely not, because this was after the Ulu massacre.
I will interrupt as GM at this point to gently remind you all that when you first met Linnea and she encouraged you to reform the Thursday's children, she advised you that there was a council that was responsible for running the society, and you all chose roles within the council.
So we are the council.
Oh, we are the High Council. Great.
Right, we're cooked.
Like, what was my role? And this sort of scratches their head and goes, oh well.
You were. Hold on. I took notes. I swear.
Am I like the armourer, maybe?
You're the armourer. I am the custodian, which means
If you have a look in your handouts, there is a handout that's still available to you all called Titles in the Society, and in that I wrote down who chose what.
Maude is
Oh, yes,
librarian.
not armourer.
Henrik is chaplain, surprising no one. Taika is treasurer. And Sebastian is the shadow maker, i.e. contact with the outside world.
Right.
We barely have contact with Sebastian.
Well, Sebastian said something.
Although Sebastian has said we need to compare notes from our visions, it wants our stories to complete, to ripen us for the events it's set in motion to complete. Separating it from what it created may just mean our stories. Oh, that's an interesting thought.
Yeah,
What if
possibly. But that means that we'd be ripe and it would come after us.
I think
But
it's
if part
after
of our
we're ready.
story was for all of us to come together here, what would happen if we just left? If we all went our separate ways?
Considering the niece told us we had to stand together, I feel like separating is a bad idea.
You're the
right.
one who separated by not touching the chain.
I'm not touching your weird chain. Anna folds her arms.
Harumph.
We can probably get into it later, but isn't the chain the only weapon we have at the moment?
Yeah, a weapon that we don't know anything about properly. Until we do, I'm not touching it.
Well, but we have to get it onto the soul eater. How do we do that? Do we ripen one of our souls in order to encourage it?
I think it seems like he comes for all of us at the same time. That appears to be the pattern.
Well, that's
Six
the two
at
stories
Ulu,
we heard.
6
Yeah.
before in the village.
It's always been 6. But I wonder if... Are we not different? Because hasn't it been said that one of us doesn't belong here?
I'm still convinced that that's Vanessa, because obviously it's a human soul and a dog. So quite
So
clear it doesn't belong there.
making us
She would be
7
one of the
instead of
6,
6.
if that is accurate.
No, so if we're 7 instead of 6.
Who's nearest to me? Who's sitting nearest to me?
No clue.
I mean, probably Maude, because I was already here when you arrived.
Okay, I'm going to put my hand out and put my hand down on top of your arm to get your attention.
I'm going to turn and look at you.
And then I'm going to sort of have my eyes wide looking at you and breathe out. And you will see it misting in the air.
Julian?
Breathe out. Breathe out and see if it does the same for you.
Maude is also going to breathe out. looking around.
It's not cold in here.
Not.
GM, is it happening for anyone else?
Nope.
So Julian freaks out a little bit and gets up and backs away from everyone, somewhat understandably, I think.
Look, Julian, what?
Can you see that? Tell me it's not just me. Can you see that?
We can see the mist, can't we?
Nope.
So we can't see that Julian's breath is condensating.
Nope.
Julian starts grabbing towards his torso, like he's trying to get something off of him.
Julian!
Get it off! Get it off!
Maude jumps up and goes over to Julian, looking to the others to come with her.
Can't hear you, Anna.
Amy.
Oh shit, I was muted for all of that. Anna's gonna run over to Julian, pat down his front and be like, what is it? What needs taking off?
I don't know. It's just, I can feel it. It's all over me. It's all over my ribs. Get it off!
Your ribs. Julian, do you mind if I rip open your shirt?
Don't ask, just do it.
Yeah, Julian's wide-eyed, but he's also panicking. I don't think he's going to say much.
Anna rips open Julian's shirt to check there isn't something on his ribs.
And I rip the cross off around my neck and I slam it onto Julian's chest.
Anna takes out the holy water that she stole from Henrik and pours it on Julian too.
Julian sort of like curls himself up into a ball. Get it off! Get it off!
We are. Can we see anything? Is there anything on him?
And then his breathing slowly starts to even out. I think it's done. I think it's done. I think it's stopped. I think it's stopped.
What the hell was that?
I don't know. It was like something was all around my. Something was all around me. Like it was measuring me somehow. I could feel it as if there were all around me, measuring me up, sizing me up. Like it was right outside my skin.
Shit. Anna's going to gesture to whoever's on the sofa. Pass me a blanket, someone. I'm sorry, Julian. Anna's going to try and recover him with his shirt that she ripped buttons off completely. It's okay.
He looks a little bit red, but as soon as he has the blanket, he sort of pulls it tight around him.
Maude is going to look down at the pages she's holding in her hand. They measure. They weigh.
Did you feel like you were right? Or was it still waiting for you?
Well, it's faded.
How ripe do you feel? Now your shirt's off. We can check.
Henrik, sit down.
Like a cantaloupe.
So if it considers ripeness,
As
the small
Maude,
must be full.
as Maude turns at that point, you all suddenly realise that Ghost is pressed up against her.
Oh, Ghost.
Ghost?
You okay, Ghost?
He looks protective rather than afraid.
Are you okay?
Julian pats himself down as if he's still expecting something around him. Is Ghost looking at him?
No,
Okay.
not exactly.
Maude has one hand in Ghost's coat.
If anything, Ghost is staring very slightly behind Maude.
Anna draws her sword.
She turns round slowly. Is there anything to be seen there?
No.
She did this before, didn't she? Didn't Ghost look at something just behind Maude?
Mm-hmm.
Anna's going to get a bit closer.
Henrik's going to grab a candle and his Crozius and walk in that direction. And observe the candle, see if there's any disturbance going on. Holy
There is
shit,
not.
that pig noise is still going on.
It's what it is. It's feedback. Whenever one of us speaks, it's feedback coming through Maude's system.
So Maude hears us as pigs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hear anything. I literally can't hear anything different at all.
Yeah, it's when you have your mic on. Obviously, we're coming through your speaker, and it's turning into feedback coming through your microphone for some reason. I worked that out some time ago. I just thought it was amusing.
Does the shadow change more as Henrik brings the candle
Nope.
to her?
Nope.
Anna's going to pour a bit of holy water on Maude too.
It's all right. Ghost seems to be relaxing.
I
Just
really
a
don't like
few
this.
moments.
Maude, you can talk to Ghost with your book, can't you? Can you ask her what the fuck that was about?
Yes. I'd forgotten.
Oh shit! Sebastian's just pulled out a key out of his pocket that wasn't there before.
Somehow that's scarier than a dream.
A physical manifestation.
Anna's going to back away into a corner.
Maude pulls out the special notebook from Christmas from her bag, opens it, looks at Ghost, and then writes slowly in it, "What did you see?"
Julian watches fascinated, trying to pull his shirt back together, though he might have popped a lace or two.
Oh, is it a lace shirt?
Lacing at the top.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Then it's just ripped entirely down the centre.
Possibly, yes.
I thought it was buttons. I'm so sorry.
So what is it you asked?
Lifted the shirt.
You're asking Ghost?
Maude asks Ghost, "What did you see?"
Ghost stares at you intently, but your connection isn't working. You're not.
Maude turns away from Ghost and sees the key in Sebastian's hand and stares at it. Then takes a step towards him and holds out her hand. Can I see that?
I'm going to assume that Sebastian, yes. Do you know what it is?
Maude takes it and looks at it, turns it over, holds it out to Ghost for a moment.
Ghost
And then-
sniffs at it and wags her tail.
What is it a key for then? What does it open?
I think this is the key to our house. The house we grew up in.
What's it doing in Sebastian's pocket?
Yeah.
Do we? Are we supposed to go to your house?
Wait, your house in England?
Yes, it must be.
How did the key appear here? What's that? What?
Whatever Ghost reacted to, it must have been the delivering of the key, however that was done, whatever did it.
But why deliver it to Sebastian? Why not deliver it to you?
We didn't get visions of our own past, did we?
We got visions of each other's.
So we could all be receiving items related to other people. And wait, no, Sebastian didn't get your vision. Sebastian got mine. Anna points to herself.
Yes.
And I got Henrik, but who's to say I won't get your childhood memory, the key to your house?
This comes back to what the Nisse says. We have to all stand together completely. There is no one of us anymore for the moment, at least until this thing is vanquished. If it is possible to vanquish it, we're stuck together completely.
Maude, was there any sort of stories like this about dream problems in your hometown? Or anything to happen to your family? Like anything like this? Ravens talking and shit?
Not that I was aware of at the time, but obviously I was not a Thursday child then.
Right. Did anything happen to your sister? I mean, before the dog? Like, do you think your sister might have been a Thursday's child before she became a dog?
If she was, she never told me.
Well, did anything happen to her? Like, was she ever lost in the woods for a couple days or anything?
No, I don't think so.
Julian, did anything happen to your siblings?
Julian looks very shiftily and he's sort of looking all over the place. Not much.
Is that a Julian not much or a normal person not much?
I had a younger sister who was very ill. Well, she improved as she got older, but she was a very sickly child, and when she was born, it, well, that was what saw off my mother, if you see what I mean.
And Taika, Anna turns to her, do you have siblings? No. All right then. Anna slightly narrows her eyes at Taika and turns away again.
Is there...
Everyone else check your pockets. Did anyone get a map to where my childhood home is? Because I don't know. I actually wrote
wait,
it.
no, wait, hold on. Taika, do you swear you don't have or have never had any siblings? Tell us one way or the other for certain, please.
Taika taking to not talking to us now. Taika is typing.
I can try, but there is a washing machine.
There you go.
Oh, that's
No,
good. I can hear you
as
fine.
far as I know, there are no siblings.
No, Taika has other secrets.
Just like the rest of us, thank you very much. I don't know what you've seen, but you have been very not nice about it.
Hold on, everyone. Just a moment. And for all of us, something, even a little something, for me, I got into a situation purely because of my sister's condition. For example, Taika is the only one who doesn't have a sibling. What if she's the odd one out? She came to this another way.
It wouldn't be the only thing that made her odd.
But, look, calm down a little, please, Miss Coombe.
Possibly.
We can put a pin in that, and we can come back to look at it later. But it's one thing to consider. There's got to be something, one of us that doesn't belong. And it could be that the person who doesn't belong doesn't even realize that they don't belong, or what the specific reasons are. But
does everyone only have one sibling?
Yes.
I do.
Did, yes.
And everyone has lost one sibling.
Yes.
Because I had 2 originally.
Really?
And
This is the first I've heard of them.
And where is that other sibling now?
He's dead. So
How? If you mind
Was
my
it
asking.
connected at all to Dog Vanessa?
Henrik.
Sorry, Ghost, whatever your preferred nomenclature is currently.
Yeah, because that's a weird issue with.
But was it connected to those events?
no. It was vaguely connected to Vaesen, but not.
To that event. What is going on here?
So if we're looking at siblings, the odd one out could be either Taika or me.
It's probably a stretch, but it's something to consider.
Well, we do have the names of the. We just found out the names of the 6 people that society members or they weren't society members, but they were the 6 people who were probably Thursday's children and disappeared. If we could find out whether they had siblings or not, since we have their last names, maybe we can. That might be a connection.
That's a wonderful research point, Henrik. Well done for volunteering.
Anna takes her compass out her pocket. Is it still pointing south?
Yes.
If we're looking for siblings, could we go find mine? And Anna's going to hold her compass out to the group. This was given to me by the Nisse at Christmas, and I believe it points to Victor.
I swore to you that I would.
Are you sure you're ready for that? You have to prepare yourself.
Julian.
Sebastian thinks it's a bad idea.
Why do you think it's a bad idea, Sebastian?
Because that would make her soul ripe if they were reunited.
I'm not sure how potentially joyful the reunion may or may not be.
Well, it doesn't have to be joyful. It just has to complete the story of the. Yeah, it doesn't have to be good. It just has to complete the story and therefore ripen you, and then it's your time. If that's how souls get ripened, we still are not 100% clear on that.
Well,
yeah, there are a lot of assumptions, for God's sake. Who says reuniting is bad if they were supposed to die together? Unless they reunite and die together.
In one of the visions, Anna shakes her head. You remember when we were all on board that ship? When we were traveling into the ice forest place?
Yes.
And all the visions we've had have sort of been visions of more passive things.
Yes.
This one, I had a voice. I think it was asking me to join my brother overboard. It said I didn't belong and we should have both been taken. And I think if you lot hadn't snapped me out of it, I think I would have gone overboard.
So is this sort of like sorry, I have to say out of character, a Final Destination situation where the Eater of Souls is coming after us because we weren't killed by Vaesen. Instead, we returned.
Henrik, I will fucking kill you back. I don't.
No, that wasn't my intention, but is that the reason? Is that the why behind the Eater of Souls? Is that we were designed to be killed by Vaesen at the time that we had this trauma?
I don't think so, no.
Anna looks to Taika. In the vision I saw, it didn't look like they were going to be killed. It wasn't like the Nattram intervened. It was just watching what happened.
Oh, eloquently put, Sebastian. The Soul Eater started the stories to get us to ripen. It's not a missed destiny, it's a created one.
Something like
No, explain what you mean.
He means like a trap waiting for us to walk into, with the illusion of us completing something that will be for our betterment, such as meeting up with long-lost siblings.
Well,
Each
let me
of those
point out
events
that
started us on a path.
let me point out then that Maude was never separated from her sibling. Sibling changed form, so to speak, but never separated, never died. And that was against the plan, at least according to what I saw.
So then what was my plan? Because my sister is totally dead. I can never reunite, and my parents are dead too, so I can never reunite with them.
So is mine, as far as I'm aware.
So I guess if there's an odd one out, perhaps it's actually Maude, who didn't lose their sibling in that case, but she lost the other one, so I don't know.
And as hard as it is to interpret the visions, but I have a feeling that Nattram didn't want Maude in the first place. At least that's how I saw it. It wanted the sister and couldn't.
So Maude's the odd one out.
But if it wanted Vanessa, why would it have tried to kill her? Surely it should have tried to kill me.
Maybe it
Depends how it consumes it, for God's sake.
Maybe it was just collecting.
Death is his meal.
Look, I thought gaining some magic would help me to go and get Victor, but at the moment turning people into owls and shit doesn't seem to be doing much. I don't know how else I can prepare to see him again.
Look, we have something that we can be doing in the meantime that might give us pause to reflect, and we can come back to this when anything of this starts to make some real sense, rather than just guessing if it's something to do with our siblings.
I don't know if people saw what Sebastian wrote. I missed him typing it as well. There were similar elements to Anna.
Similar elements for me for what?
That you were the sibling left behind.
Yeah.
No, it couldn't be that then. My sister was the sibling left behind. I'm going to go out for a walk.
There's a gentle knock on the door.
Julian, seeing as he was heading for the door, opens it.
And Algot stood there. I'm sorry to disturb. I just thought I should let you know that dinner is ready.
Thank you, Algot.
He nods and shuffles off.
Let's have some food.
Let's have some food and reflect in quiet. How about that?
Sounds good.
William sounds happy about dinner.
Yes. Is that time for a comfort break?
We can have a comfort break if that's what people wish.
Right. I'll be right back.
Yep. Okay. See everybody back here in 5 minutes. in the room. Back in the room. So, yeah. So, Sebastian was just saying as we were going offline that the intention was not just to take one, whatever that means. So, I understand that you had an offline conversation, Julian, with Sebastian.
Yes, and he basically explained his theorem, if I can keep it in my mind long enough. He thinks that the visions are manifestations. There's two possibilities. Either that we are sort of like already on the path, and this is just a part of that, or we are off the path, and the visions of each other's stuff are a way of bringing us back together so that we stick together. Do you see what I mean? Which is part of its plan.
But didn't
So
we
it's
say that if we stuck together,
hang on, Sebastian's going to correct me now.
Say what you were going to say, Anna.
I was going to say, didn't Nisse say we had to stick together? That together we would succeed, and if one of us stood apart, we would fail.
Remember who it was that gave you the visions?
Visions, not the thing, but the...
Oh yeah, the Nisse gave us the visions, not the Nattram. The Nattram.
But we were having visions in general, like as we were going.
Yeah.
But Sebastian's point is that if we fix whatever went wrong, it might actually complete the story, ripen, all of that as one of the possibilities.
Are we while we're having this chat?
Yes, you can have gone through and continue the conversation at the dinner table. Absolutely.
Anna's going to
Partly, but also at the time the visions relates to, we either came off our path onto the Nattram's path, or we came off his path onto another, and he's bringing us back to his.
This whole idea of fate and things.
I mean, that's kind of a given that it wants us back on his path or whatever, because obviously he still wants us. Damn stalker.
What did the niece tell you? This is me throwing a GM hint. The niece very specifically told you, gave you a clue.
I don't know. Who remembers?
I don't know.
Anybody taking notes? Come on.
It boils down to divided we fall. That was the essence of his message.
There you go, Maude.
I mean, yeah.
I was going to sit back in a chair a bit and be like, so even if Sebastian, us completing our sort of things ripens our soul, I'm not going to hold off fetching Victor back because of that. I'm more sort of offering, if we're not meant to split up, come along. Otherwise, I will be going alone.
Maude's going to look over to Anna and say, I fully understand wanting to get back together with your siblings, but do you really want to bring all of this to his doorstep? If we can find him, and we will, but shouldn't we try and get this sorted so that you don't arrive on his ship with this huge shadow following behind you?
Anna looks really shifty at Julian and sort of then like rubs her head and is like, he may bring more shit to us than we bring to him, in all honesty.
Yes.
Is he going to get our souls eaten?
Is he going to what, Maude?
Is he going to get our souls eaten? Because that might be what we end up doing to him.
I don't know, but I think he's in trouble.
Well, and also that would answer some of our theories. Like, if they reunite and both disappear that very night, then I guess we solved it.
For fuck's sake, Henrik, stop trying to get me killed to prove your
I'm not trying to get you killed. I said I would find your brother. But
you said that if we offed each other, we wouldn't be part of the soul eating.
No, that was just one of the many theories that we're just tossing around.
If you think he's in trouble and he needs help, then I will come with you.
Yes, Julian.
Just to put something out there. Before we all lost the past 6 weeks, apparently, we were on our way somewhere. We were following a lead.
Oh shit, I've forgotten all about that. Oh
Well,
shit, we still got that mirror
I'm just saying that for now, perhaps this is all too close to the bone for us to try and tackle head on. Perhaps we follow that lead, see what we find, and go from there.
We also need to get rid of the mirror before we lose any more of our time.
Exactly.
Well, it's not active right now. I had a plan for the mirror, but we're all busy talking about this. I did have some ideas on that. But
Okay.
I would say that Harenstrad, that we were planning to go to investigate the library and some other bits. I don't know. I think if we are convinced that this has something to do, the soul ripening and this entire escapade has something to do with our trauma and our missing siblings, then I think it's in our best interest to go find Victor, especially if Anna thinks he's in trouble.
Especially since we can't stop her.
I agree and totally understand, Anna, just so you know. But I do know what she means when she says he may bring more trouble to us than we can save him from immediately.
We may not yet be powerful enough to deal with his own baggage, let's put it that way.
Sebastian says, why don't we move the mirror to the dungeon for now for a little more security when
Anna
we leave?
sort of shoots up at that suggestion as like, I'm not sure that's the best plan in the world.
I said, why don't we burn it?
Yeah, I feel like that's better. Let's burn it.
Get a pit, burn everything that we can.
First of all, are you in what was the name of the offshoot of the society that was just like, fuck it, kill all the Vaesen? What was that? Silver Shroud or something? I can't remember.
The Order of Artemis and something or other.
No, we're the Order of Artemis.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The two.
So who are the other guys? It must be in some old notes. I don't have it in front of me. Who is the offshoot society group that was just killing Vaesen?
Hold on a minute, I'll find the name. I know exactly who you're talking about. I don't like the insinuation, but
yes. Well, I'm insinuating that you want to join that group instead by destroying the Vaesen that's trapped in the mirror.
I'm just responsible.
The Rosenbergers you're talking about.
Yes. I'm just responsible with things that literally make me lose 6 weeks of my life.
Yeah.
Okay, but think about it this way. It's not affecting us right now. We can put it in the dungeon if you want, if that feels more secure.
Why are you so arrogant?
What? Who?
You, Henrik. Why do you think that you can control this thing that literally wiped 6 weeks from our lives? Literally, we were spending that entire time trying to escape one object.
Okay, but think about it this way. No actual harm came to us. No actual physical harm came to us.
I feel like
speak for yourself.
Alive.
I think it was a violation of stealing the almost 2 months of our time. I agree with that. But no actual physical harm came to us. What if we
Keep your kinks to yourself.
You can Rosenberg it up and just immediately try to kill the Vaesen in the mirror by smashing it and burning it.
We've already touched it.
But it's already cracked, yeah. But what if we need it? What if let's say we had to get into a government building or something, we can send them the mirror.
No,
and take them out of
using it as some sort of weapon. We don't even know what it does properly.
That is so completely
yeah, we do. It put us in a memory loop for 6 weeks.
Literally,
we know what it does.
Innocent people could look into it, could interact with it in any way. People completely unattached to what we would want to do. This thing cannot be controlled, quite clearly.
Well, we did. We put it face down and stopped looking at it, and now it's not working.
For now, it's not working. That's a sort of a hold moment rather than a stopping forever moment.
This is what I mean by you being arrogant and irresponsible for a priest.
I'm not being first of all, I'm not going to destroy a being, whether it's a Vaesen or not, without knowing. This is what I was going to get to with the mirror. Taika, do you? Oh,
Taika is whispering madly into Henrik's ear.
Yes, I'm showing him something.
You guys just stop whispering.
It's
Okay.
rude on the table.
Look who's
Just
talking.
imagine.
right. So that was probably a hint that may put us towards getting free of it. The point is, I'm not going to destroy either a magical object or a Vaesen without knowing its origin. I'm not a Rosenberg. Taika, listen. Do you think that the Nattram went to the Stockholm post office and was like, "Oh, I heard I was talking to you earlier via telegram. I'm the soul eater. Can you deliver this? I heard you guys have
the
flat
soul
rate."
eater showed up and was like, "Can I have your secret documents?" And someone gave them to them. Like, that's the sort of thing the Nostrum can do. They could 100% post a mirror to us.
A shadow entity went into a post office and mailed us a mirror.
It doesn't have to be a shadow entry. It can take the form of a man.
The excerpt that I read out to you, to me, it was obvious that if that wasn't the Nattram, that was an agent of the Nattram.
Right, which would be a mortal creature, which we should be able to track down.
No, I think it takes mortal form.
Julian stands up. Does he have a glass of wine on him?
Probably.
No, probably with dinner, yes.
Yes, and he's going to throw it all over Henrik's dinner and march out. Flounce out, in fact.
Flounce. Haven't had
Flounce.
Julian flouncing.
Julian's going to flounce out.
Do not break that mirror unless we're all in agreement.
It's already broken, you silly old fool.
God's sake.
And after a few seconds, you hear the front door slam really hard.
Fucking hell. Anna gets up and gives chase.
So grown up.
Maude is going to watch them leave, shake her head, and then turn to Henrik. For what it's worth, I think you're right, and we shouldn't destroy it yet. Partly because I don't know if do you remember the abbot's letter about the Nattram? And towards the end, he said that sort of slightly cryptic, unnecessary thing about such things are often the cracked mirrors through which the truth still gleams. And the rest, there was a folk tale attached to it, which was about the Nattram. I think it is very possible that whatever is in the mirror was sent by the Nattram and is doing its work, but it's also possible that it was sent to take us out of the Nattram's way for a while.
Maybe.
Could we
have
not
no idea who actually sent it to us, and we don't know.
Okay, can I interrupt you for a second, Maude?
Our YouTube watcher is agreeing with you, Maude.
Nice. Can we check on the mirror right now? Is it in the pantry?
It's in the parlor, the front room.
I thought we locked it in the pantry, didn't we?
No,
You
in
said
the
so.
parlor.
Parlor room.
So the this room where it still is showing in your.
Okay, that's good. Anyway, Taika's showing Maude the map she found in her room. I found this map. There are markings in my handwriting. Doors are circled, and pantry, whatever, marked as don't. And I don't remember writing any of that.
Did I put pantry in your note?
Yes, you did.
I meant to put parlor.
Well, thank you. That's why the confusion.
Yeah. Oh, I did. Oh, I'm sorry. That's what happens when I'm trying to do too many things at the same time. No, it should say the parlor.
Parlor, then. Even better.
Yeah.
The mirror isn't the bar. Can we check on it? We together, guys.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what it means. Maybe we shouldn't put it in the parlor or leave it in the parlor.
Well, I think I think it means that you figured out at some point that was causing a problem, right? Because we eventually broke free of the spell. So I think that was just one of the clues in
What
in
does
our
it
path.
mean then? What does it mean then? Don't. And why did I find it just now?
Don't go
Earlier.
in, I guess.
We're not going into the parlor ever?
Well, I think that's what it meant, was that was where the problem was. Somehow you figured it out.
And that's where we've left the problem currently.
Anyway, I don't want to destroy anything, especially a Vaesen, if we have no idea where it come from, why, who sent it. I'm not going to just destroy something because we're scared of it.
No, I was going to look for stuff in the library about it earlier, but then I found the other things which seemed slightly more pressing at the time. So perhaps we should check on it in the parlour and then perhaps return to the library for a little more research.
Sure. And see if there's any connections with shadow dream beings and mirrors.
One other thing, it came and it distracted us from going to Harnessand, but I wonder if Harnessand itself could be considered a place of power.
Yeah, it kind of seems like it wouldn't be something the Nattram would do, especially if our theory is that it's trying to get us on a path or get us to ripen our souls. Instead, we just cooled our heels for 6 weeks. So that wasn't, I don't think, it doesn't feel like that was progressing the Nattram's goal.
No, indeed.
So maybe somebody else sent it. And if so, I'd like to find out who and why.
I agree with you. I don't think we should destroy it either. I don't think we know enough to make any sort of reasoned judgment.
All right, let's ask Algot to open up the door for us so we can take a peek inside, see if anything's changed.
Right away, sir.
Why did Anna and Julian both leave these idiots alone?
See, no, I'm glad neither of you are
But
here.
not every adventure is going to take us on his path for us. The next one might not be for him, says Sebastian.
Why the most reckless, at times the most sensible?
Yeah, but completely stalling us, which could have been forever, right? Like, we broke free of this. We have enough clues that we know we broke free of it. We could have been trapped here forever. Would that have advanced the Nattram's goals? I have a feeling that it wouldn't.
Anna would like to argue, but she's not in the room, so she can't.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely.
Perhaps the next destination advances our goals against him. Who knows?
Anyway, we'll take a peek.
Anyway, it's about 9 p.m. at this point. So Algot is going to open the door for you.
Has the mirror changed position or exploded or anything?
It hasn't moved at all. It's still face down by the fire. Nothing's changed in the room at all.
Satisfied, Maude, or do you want to actually look at it?
I definitely don't think we should look in the mirror.
Okay.
Perhaps it is. I think that's how we get ourselves trapped again.
Yeah,
Henrik.
me too, yeah.
The question is whether we leave this here, or bearing in mind Taika's note that she's found, whether we in fact should move it elsewhere.
Well, I think don't on the parlor meant don't go in the parlor because the mirror is in there. I think that's what that means. Okay. Unless, Taika, you think it means something else.
I have no idea. That's the problem. And
yeah, I think
if it was there, but we were already under its effect, what's the point of going or not going?
Yeah, I think you've figured something out. That you had a moment of clarity.
I mean, according to annals, Maude marked the page and did something. You burned the circle and stuff. I don't know.
So anyway, I think we should just leave it here for now. We can go bury it outside if you want, but I don't want to break it. Anyway, but I already just yelled at everybody, don't do anything with it until we all agree on it, so we'll wait. I think Algot should lock the door back up again.
I guess for now. I think I'll go to the library and try to find more information on this stupid thing.
Yes, back to the library.
Okay. Julian and Anna, how long are you going to
Huff off.
Huff?
Well, I don't know.
Flounce.
Anna doesn't know where Julian's going. She just followed him out as he stormed off. So I guess that's up to Julian where he went to.
Julian's literally just sort of walking the grounds aimlessly in the cool of the night, kind of brooding.
So unlike him. Anna catches up with him. You all right?
No, I'm not, and I'm sick of that man. Why do we all have to stick together? This is ridiculous.
Because the thing said stick together. Whatever the tiny Nisse creature said.
Well, you said you were going to go off and find your brother.
Well,
it's got to be one rule for all of us.
What?
It's got to be one rule for all of us.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So we go, that's why I'm asking. People come together. Why? Where do you want to go solo?
I don't. I'm just frustrated.
Clearly. Do you think it's...
Why are you the only one who makes any sense around here?
I don't know.
Neither do I. It's very frustrating. Stop it.
All right, fine. I'll stop making sense.
And she sees sort of like this little sort of suppressed smile on Julian's face.
So genuine confusion on Anna's. Anyway, so look, do you think it's a bad idea us going after Victor now?
Right now, yes.
Why?
In the future, of course, we should.
What if whatever's chasing him catches him before we get to him?
Is there something after him? I think Anna, whatever was chasing him, might already have got him.
No, he was. That's why he's moving at the moment from place to place, because he's being followed, and I think he's being followed by my doppelganger. Or what, did I not fill you in on that bit? Anna suddenly looks a bit like, oh shit, did I not tell you that?
Oh, I totally forgot about that too. Shit.
No, I remember that. We were all at the pub, weren't we?
Yeah. Something's after him. I don't know what.
Listen, let's go to Harnessand first, because we can at least do something nice and hopefully straightforward there. Like, see what the actual...
So we're going to Harnessand to look at another fucking library.
I know, but what choice do we have?
I don't know.
Literally can't. We can go and look for Victor if you like, but where do we start?
Here, Anna pulls out a compass. I literally have something that will point, and she turns and goes, he's that way.
Right, and are we just going to hire ships until we find him? Are we just going to wait in ports until...
It's on land.
You're certain?
Yes. He's inland in Sweden.
If you want to put it before the others, fine, I'll back you. Julian is literally doing this.
Yeah. Anna rubs her face. I don't know whether or not it is okay, one, to go after him. I don't know what this thing is that's chasing him. I don't know how much trouble we're going to get into. I also don't want to separate the group again, especially with all this.
This is going to sound... Stuff. Forgive me for trying to make a complicated problem easy, but have you tried... Don't punch me.
Anna narrows her eyes.
Have you tried writing to him?
How would I deliver the message to him?
You leave it at one of the inns. At some point, if he is blowing through all these ports and places, either he's going to hear that he has something waiting for him, or it will find its way to him. Sure, it might take a few weeks, but it's... But if you say...
Him rocking up in these various places and giving his actual fucking name, though, doesn't it?
What is the name he's going by at the moment? He has a name that he's given himself. He's given himself a name. Do you remember?
No, you didn't tell me he'd given himself a name.
No, there was something, I'm sure. Well, if I find it in my notes, what he's going by as the moment, then...
Okay.
Then you send a letter. You say things that only you would know. Some inane thing that nobody can use against you, but that he knows that it's you. If he can recognize your handwriting, so much the better. He can read, can't he?
Yes, of course he can read.
Well, I don't know. So, yes. How about that? It's a first point of call. We go after Harnessand, we come back, and then if we still haven't heard anything, then by all means, let's go and see what he's gotten himself into.
All right, I like that as a plan.
Just wait a moment, though. I hate to say it. You also have to prepare for him to not be quite Victor anymore.
Whatever he is or isn't, we will fix him.
Well, I'm a doctor. I'll help you.
Exactly.
Okay, so the people in the library, what are you looking up?
Maude is going to look up the mirror thing, which, looking back through notes and things, I think it's called the false mother.
Memory phone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. What about anybody else?
I was going to look up mirror stuff in general, mirror magic in general.
And Taika, what are you doing?
Well, I was about to look the false mother too, so we're working together.
You definitely should, Taika, because I did not succeed. So you should also look it up.
Okay, so you don't find anything at all that mentions that name. However, you do find some interesting bits of information about mirrors. So you can have a look in your handouts and share what you find, Taika. And I shall tell you at this point that by the time you have finished this, it'll be nearly midnight and you're all going to be a bit knackered because you've had quite the day.
Right.
So whilst Taika's looking through that, Anna and Julian, what are you guys doing after you've had your little convo outside?
You definitely did have a name for Victor, because I remember specifically that Julian then did not tell it to Anna. It was like red something or other. I can't remember what it was.
Yes! I've just not written it down then.
You didn't tell Anna it.
Red.
Without checking my notes, I'm struggling to remember.
I've not got it in mine. Damn
Red.
it.
Oh dear.
Notes, so I wrote notes that you hadn't.
Red Watchman?
Yes, that's it, Red Watchman. Yeah, Red Watchman.
So there was one. I knew, even though I didn't have it in my notes, I knew something. Yes, we'll slink back in after our convo. Julian's probably going to go upstairs, have a bath, and get into bed.
We've already done the Nattram references, Sebastian. I don't know if you were tuning in and out at that point, but you had that's why Maude called everybody together downstairs.
Anna's going to quickly grab Julian's arm just as he sort of is about to head off. Julian, you and Tyke at the moment. Would you be alone
about
with
it?
her?
What?
As in, for sure either way, and it's not my secret of hers to tell. Despite whatever visions these blasted things give us, I don't want to spill her shit, but
You're saying something to warn me?
Yes.
Can you give me any kind of clue? Anything?
It's not my secret.
But you're saying don't be alone?
I'm saying be careful.
Yes, you can, Sebastian.
I don't think there's any danger of us being...
At night.
Right. Thank you. I'll bear that in mind. I don't think there's much danger of it at the moment, but thank you all the same.
Right.
You don't find anything new.
Anna's going to head off and join people in the library, and she's going to roll something. I'll tell you, Andrew, what I'm looking at. Shit all I'm looking at. No.
Yes, because Anna's not had a good day.
Anna's not had a good day.
And so Anna's rolls are a bit bleh.
Yeah. Yeah, and then she goes to bed.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right. Since I found stuff Henrik was looking for, technically, I can alleviate our fears, I think, with this information. Long story short, all the sources and references to mirrors, and mirrors magic, and mirrors being doors and gateways and traps, breaking them severs the link or expels the entity, etc. So I think we are fine since the mirror is shattered, broken, whatever. Because
Interesting.
it can't be the door or gateway or something, at least according to this information.
What if we could somehow trap the Nattram in the mirror? In a mirror?
Well, I don't know how to do that.
I don't know. Well, we don't know how to do anything with the Nattram either, but...
Exactly. But I mean...
what if you had a dream that you had a mirror in it?
I doubt we can use normal mirror. We'll have to do some magic with the mirror, and the only magic we know is Anna's transformation so far.
But if we could get it to show up, if we could get it to manifest in the physical world.
I think
because I don't know how to use the chain on it either.
Maybe we can, although how, I don't know, make it manifest itself in the mirror, and we then break the mirror or change it, I don't know, and it's up there. But again, how? We didn't know how to call it or summon it or whatnot. So, but I guess
its name must be spoken in a place of power.
Yeah.
That might summon it just as much as it might destroy it.
Or if someone's soul is ripe, that will summon it. So maybe if, let's say, Anna and Victor reunite in front of a mirror.
No, because don't you remember, it has no need to chase, no need to hunt. The willing will come, the ripened will fall. Those 6 people disappeared into the snow. They went to it. It didn't come to them.
Mm-hmm. But what about the fire? The Ulu massacre? Definitely seemed like something came and burned the hell out of the castle.
When you guys left the pantry, the parlor, what did you do? You just went upstairs. You went up to the library, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't Algot close the door behind us? I think he was.
You didn't ask him to.
Wait, what? I'm fairly sure we discussed.
They definitely asked Algot to lock the door.
No, I definitely requested Elgot to relock the door.
Oh,
after
okay,
we-
fair enough.
I'm sure he asked you.
Okay,
Or
must have missed that. Whilst I was
whether or
looking
not
at something
Algot
else.
did it, I don't know. But they definitely.
Oh, he would have done. Yeah.
Yeah, because we looked at it. Yeah, I remember Henrik saying it. Because
Yeah.
we looked at
Okay,
it and like,
that's fine.
we don't.
If you're talking, Julian, we can't hear you.
Julian, after his bath and he's gotten ready for bed, realizes there's still a congregation in the library and sort of sticks his head around. What's going on?
I found some mirror shit.
Oh, for God's sake, you're obsessed with that stupid mirror.
I just want to figure it out.
Well, it'll probably figure you out long before.
No, it won't.
So that's all you're going to tell me?
We looked for other things. We didn't have much success. We were also thinking about whether or not Harnessand is a place of power.
Well, I hope it is, because we're going there tomorrow. Decided.
What?
We're on our way to Harnessand tomorrow. We need
I thought
something
we're going
to
to
do.
find Victor.
We're not yet. We're going to Harnessand first. We're going to do one thing at a time.
Harnessand has a library and some people with some folklore stories. What if we find nothing there? If Victor's in trouble, if he's had visions, those are clues for our current situation.
Fine, go on your own.
No, no one's going anywhere on their own.
Right, then I'll see you on the train first thing in the morning.
Who made you the boss?
Julian, without answering, goes along the corridor to Anna's room.
Mm-hmm.
Anna's room's upstairs. Yep.
It's on the top floor, yeah.
And sort of knocks on it.
Mm-hmm. Anna goes, yeah, come in.
It's going to sound odd, but would you and Maude mind particularly if I sort of sat in the corner to sleep tonight?
Of course.
It's no chivalrous kind of want to protect you, I'm afraid. It's pure self-preservation. And you can see he's really quite shaky. I don't do well with the idea of losing time, and I don't really want to be alone.
I mean, Anna points to the bed beside you. You're very welcome to. I know you're a proper gentleman, but I
wouldn't dream of setting Maude out of her bed. I'll just I'll sit in the corner. It's fine. And if you need to get ready, do anything, just tell me and I'll turn over whatever you need.
I mean, I'm again sailor. I'm happy to just sleep in my clothes, Julian. You're very welcome to. I mean, she stretches out her arms. It's a pretty big fucking bed.
Are you able to access the map yet, Julian?
Yes.
Is it working? So if you scroll down to the bottom of the map.
Yes. Because we're all on the same level at the top, aren't we?
This is Anna's room.
No.
You there?
Wasn't this my room?
No. Yours is this one.
Room.
So that's Maude's.
Oh, yes, of course.
That's Anna's. And yours is this one. In between
enough.
Tyker and Sebastian.
For some reason, I thought they shared somehow. Anyway.
They share a bathroom.
No, we share a bathroom.
That's
but we don't share a room.
We have shared at various inns and things, so that's probably why you...
So Julian will probably sort of grab a blanket from his room and sort of put himself in the furthest corner and kind of just tuck himself down.
And is going to watch him sort of make a nest on the floor and sort of pull off part of the bedding and put that. And she's like, again, I'm not quite sure what the society or things rules are. If you need Maude in here to also chaperone, / if you just want this to be a secret tiny sleepy hole.
I honestly don't care. I just for tonight, I would just like if I wake up and feel, you know what I mean, I'd just be able to see that there's someone else in the room with me, someone who's not a pig, someone who I can talk to, you know, if I really need to, though I promise you I will only wake you up if I feel that something has happened. All right?
Very welcome to. And know that you're not disturbing. I'm used to sleeping in rooms filled with quite a few people, and quite frankly, it's nice to have a little bit of company. So you're good, Julian. She sort of pats him slightly awkwardly on the shoulder and leaves him in his corner.
Well, I'm very grateful. He's like gone a bit pink. He's not sure. Like he's not very sure of himself.
I'm not sure what to do with this like gentleman who's like curled up in the corner of her room. She's like, I don't know how to like help this. Like there is literal bed, but like okay, have floor. She tosses a pillow at him and it's like, there you go.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind.
Everyone going to bed then? Yes. Fast forward to the morning.
Does Julian wake in the night, or is he all right?
Julian will sleep through.
As soon as it's dawn, however, I'm going to sort of like...
You won't wake at dawn.
Oh
dear. Oh,
no, you are... It's just purely because you're all so tired.
Okay, fine. Because it's been a hell of a day. It's been quite a friggin' day. It's been quite a day.
It's midnight before you go to bed, so
fair enough.
You won't wake at dawn.
Fair enough.
I'm saying that purely from a rational perspective, not through any sense of... At least not for you
Forgive us for being like, as soon as you said it.
Julian does not wake up at all.
But Sebastian and Maude, however...
Oh, shit.
Anyway, yeah, so you kind of all wake up, not exactly late. It's probably about 9 o'clock. So you've had a little bit of a lay-in.
I get up and sort of go and get dressed straight away, making a fair amount of noise because I want everyone to get up.
And I was like, all right, I get the picture, I'm up. Oh.
So, you hear the breakfast gong sound from downstairs. Algot summoning people to breakfast. He always seems to know when you're all getting up.
Yeah, something weird about Algot.
Charming.
Does no one else see it? I'm the only one who's like, this dude is sus as, you know.
And there is a banging on the door.
No.
Really?
Go away.
I was just gonna say, I think Algot is just an exceptional butler, and he's got the instinct.
The good butlers do seem to have a knack for stuff like this.
Julian
He's doing his job for God's
past Algot and goes to the door and opens the door. Yes, what do you want?
Oh, so you've gone downstairs.
I've gone downstairs.
It's 2 mirrors this time.
There is a man at the door with a letter which he gestures into your general direction.
Yes, thank you. I'll take that.
The letter is addressed to the society.
Right. I'll wait until everybody's downstairs before I read it.
Anna shouts to the dining room. Who was it? Where are we on?
It was a messenger. We've got a... And he starts looking through the message. Oh. Right. Everyone down, please! Now!
Oh. Anna drags herself into the main room, still holding a cup of coffee.
Maude?
Well, Everyone here?
Maude comes in, not entirely there yet. Still thinking.
You're right.
Sebastian says, "Did we all dream again last night?"
Maud looks up. Yes.
No. What did
No.
you dream of?
I didn't dream. What did you dream?
Sebastian?
Why don't you... Okay.
Yes.
Why don't you describe your dream while Sebastian describes his through text? If you're planning on sharing, you may not be planning on sharing, of course.
I think the time for withholding is well past.
We have that ship has sailed.
Finally, says Henrik.
Anna rolls her eyes.
Maud would like it known that she was the first person to start the sharing.
We see and appreciate that. We see and appreciate it.
Well, Sebastian says a door that shouldn't be opened then couldn't be closed.
What the fuck does that
No
mean?
more of this riddle lunacy.
Considering that Sebastian was the one with the key, that's disturbing.
That's very disturbing. What was yours, Maude?
I was in a field of graves with blank headstones, but they had names before. They just weren't there. And there was a book on the ground, a list of the dead. And I found my own name in the book. And then when I looked up from it, I couldn't remember who I was. I looked down again, and my name had blurred and then disappeared as well. The ink just bled away into the page. Then I felt there was a space in the world where I should be, where I had been. The parchment crumbled at my touch, and the wind blew it away. And the world missed me. I was gone, and things were wrong because I was gone, but I was gone. And then I woke up.
You were gone. What are gone? Gone?
From the world.
From the world, from existence.
You were gone from the world, and the world was wrong.
The world felt my absence, but I was not coming back. I didn't exist anymore.
It's too early for riddles.
Yeah, that's fucked. Was the script on the book, because you are also the one that keeps having dreams of the Phantom Scribe?
Of books and writing, you mean?
Yeah, you are the one who had the dreams previous, right? About the writing by an unseen hand.
We all dreamt of a book together with names that we couldn't read.
Right. Did it look similar to that? Did it because the whole story sort of reminds me of that.
I don't think so. It was just a book of the dead, not a book I'd seen before. But all those blank gravestones and the names that had been in the book and disappeared, it was as if we were being erased, unmade.
Just totally normal.
God.
Right, so anyway, does anyone want to know where we're going next?
Oh God, where are we going next? Read your message.
Let me just make sure everyone's sitting down and starting breakfast, because this is going to take me a moment to read.
All right, into the dining room. Grab pastry.
Right. To whom
Well,
it
the
may
coffee.
concern, I urgently require your assistance. My name is August von Meyer. I'm a forest owner and industrialist, and own one of the largest sawmills in northern Sweden, located here in Harmersand,
Oh,
Well, that's a fucking coincidence.
where I am working to modernize this region. To this end, I am procuring heavily forested tracts of land. Try saying that when you've had one or two. And employing large parts of the local population in said areas. Some time ago, 2 of my employees, Mr. Gottfried Hammerstrom and his assistant Nils Lindeskold, were sent to a small village called Farnsta, north of Harnesand. It is located deep in the woods, and the land was said to be highly fertile and abundant with forests. Hammerstrom was therefore responsible for ensuring a transaction between the villagers and yours truly. But now, alas, tragedy has struck. One night, poor Nils returned on horseback, wearing nothing but his nightshirt. He was in a frantic state, rambling about some evil beast he beheld in the village. Nils has not been the same since and can barely speak. Hammerstrom is missing, and I fear what may have befallen poor Gottfried. I sense that something is amiss. There is more to this place than meets the eye. That is why I am writing to you. I would like to enlist your services to uncovering the truth about what has happened to Hammerstrom and stopping the beast mentioned by Mr. Lindeskold at any cost. You come very highly recommended, and your expertise would be invaluable in our current predicament. Should you accept this task, you will of course be richly rewarded. When are they going to learn to tell us what they're offering? But reply with utmost haste, for time is of the essence. I shall wait for you in Harnesand to explain more and arrange your trip to Fernsta. Sincerely, August von Meyer.
All right then, let's pack our bags and head off to Hammerstrand.
Julian looks almost smug.
Henrik casts a sly, disapproving eye, but still forgiving towards Julian.
Julian meets it back with a
Always forgiving.
sincere grin.
Fine. Right. Although I do agree with, I think, Sebastian's idea that we can take the bearing on the compass both here and when we get to Hammerstrand, and maybe that might help.
Perhaps. Right. Go and pack your essentials. Let's try and be, let's eat breakfast and try and be back here an hour afterwards so we can get the next train. Algod, do you know when the best train towards Harnesand is? I know it'll take us more than 24 hours.
If you're wanting to leave fairly shortly, I would... I'm afraid I don't know the train timetables off by heart, but I would imagine that they leave... the general northbound route leaves every couple of hours.
Righto. Could you send someone out to just double check so that we know which one is the best one, that we definitely don't miss it, please?
I will send Matilda out. I shall send Vera out for you immediately.
Oh yes, thank you.
And I have a collection of letters here for you to post. Anna's going to hand them to Algot.
I shall, yes, I shall ensure Vera posts those on her way out, so they go in the morning mail.
I also have two letters for him to send as well.
Maude rummages in her bag and passes over a parcel of manuscript pages. If you could take that off to my editor in London, thank you.
Maybe I should hire a coach.
He's not an owl.
It's not an owl.
Julian looks over at Henrik. So one's obviously going to be to the abbot. Who else are you writing to?
The Count, with some of my thoughts on alchemy and a question of where he can direct me.
To the Count, should you be writing to him?
No, I'm going to say the letter says, I'm sorry that we couldn't attend due to circumstances. I truly apologize, and hopefully we can be there for your retreat next year. I've done some personal knowledge or personal research in alchemy, and I would hope that you could spend just a moment of time pointing me in the direction I should be going.
Don't we need 3 points to triangulate anything, Sebastian? Mm-hmm. Okay. So, what preparations are you guys making?
Well, we're getting all the regular gear.
I'm going to go up to the library, and if time allows, for whenever the best train to get is, I'm going to see if there's anything on Fernster.
The village.
Yeah.
You find I don't need to get you to roll. You'll find nothing.
Mm.
It's a very tiny village.
Fair enough.
Anna, are you going to purchase a tripwire again to see if we can finally make it work?
Yeah, go on.
All right, I'll write that down. I'm going to get a crowbar because that always seems to work.
I'm going to make sure I'm stocked for bullets.
And then it's the
Court
occult
shop.
library and the occult workshop.
I've
Are the
already
other
been
two
to the
bits.
occult workshop.
You've what? Sorry.
Already been to the occult workshop.
No, you haven't.
Oh, is this a new mission?
Well, you went over 6 weeks
Yeah,
ago.
we didn't go.
Right.
Shit,
You
yeah.
forgot to go.
You don't have anything that you did that prep for.
All right, Anna's going to go to the occult workshop. Then. Oh shit! Do I need to meditate then as well again?
I might have to get the next train.
I can meditate on the train.
Yes,
You can.
I will do
Yep.
the same.
But
Do
don't
I
you
have
have to
enough
spend
time?
some absorbing time in the occult temple?
Oh, I don't really want to commune with the dead though, Maude. They sound terrifying.
Yeah, that seems like your job, Maude.
Fine. Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, I'm going to
I'll
go
get
to occult workshop.
absorb
Grab
things
a
in
weapon.
the occult temple. And on my way out, I might stop in at the occult library and grab a couple of books that look like they might be useful. Have we looked for the Nattram and things in the occult library?
I thought the occult library was basically just like a addition onto our main library. I didn't think it was separate. I thought it was just a bonus.
I'm sure it's been separate before.
Yeah,
Like you've had to specify which
Your cult
library.
library is a separate place.
Okay.
So if we haven't looked there for the Nattram, then Maude would like to have a quick look in there as well.
We have
leaving.
looked there for the Nattram. We've done that, Maude.
What you're saying we have, or we haven't,
We have.
and we didn't find anything.
Nope.
Have any of the new books ended up in the occult library?
Who are you speaking to, Maude?
Mostly you, Andrew, because you're probably the only one who's going to know that.
You mean Al? Are you asking Algot, or are you asking somebody else?
Was Algot responsible for the distribution of?
Yes.
Okay, in which case I'm definitely asking Algot. If
He says yes.
ooh, they have. Okay, I will pop by the occult library after I finish juicing up in the temple.
So it will take you obviously a little bit of time to juice up in the temple, and you will need 3 hours minimum of research time in the occult temple. So we'll be talking about sort of 4 or 5 hours before you'd be in a situation where you're close to ready to leave.
Can we not just grab some books and read them on the train?
Which ones?
I don't know. Ones with a pretty dust jacket.
Does using the occult temple count as the pre-mission prep that we're allowed to get a 1 mission modifier? Sorry, I'm trying to in my head understand what you've just said. You mean
does the occult temple bone count as the other one?
So you mean does Maude
getting the juice count as pre-mission prep?
Yeah, so once permission, it enables you to get a free success roll for locating or understanding occult knowledge when you're on a mission. You get that from the occult temple. So you would get that. You get that from the occult library. But does it replace prepping ranged combat? Well, if the same person, it's different people can do different things. So it's not so prepping ranged combat is your advantage. So that's not the same thing. So you can still practice your ranged combat or whatever. So no, that wouldn't be the same thing.
Henrik is going to use his prep thing to memorize all of the ancient library referencing and resource techniques. So when he gets to the library, he's going to be prepared.
Okay. So yeah, the question is how long you guys are wanting to leave it before you leave.
Anna is already sitting on the front steps with her bag, being like, "Let's go, folks."
Julian, having realised that he's probably not going to find anything on Ferenster, rocks up alongside.
Okay.
Sorry, did you go to the occult workshop to get something?
Yep.
Yeah, I got.
What was it?
Holy water.
Holy water. Okay. I also have holy water from the chapel.
Oh, yeah, Anna.
Oh,
No,
you just there, Anna.
You cut out.
Anna awkwardly gives Henrik back his bottle of holy water that she had previously nicked off him.
No, it's fine. I just refilled it from the chapel. I'm cool.
No, but what I'm saying is you couldn't because you didn't have it. Anna pickpocketed you.
Oh, okay.
So you're now giving it back. I hope that doesn't weigh too hard against my general sins.
No, it's against me, so it's technically not a sin.
What?
Of course it's a sin. It's theft.
Well, in that case, it's a sin against God. It's not against me, so I forgive you.
Okay.
Yes, Henrik is literally the only one who can give us proper absolution.
Good to know.
He absolutely can.
Plus, you also just borrowed it. You didn't actually take it, right? You just gave it back. So,
it's now empty. But yes,
well, I can. I'm allowed to refill it. That's my job.
Wonderful. Thank you.
So, but what did you get from the occult workshop?
More.
She holds out another bottle.
All right, good.
Yes.
Solid.
Lots of holy water.
We can do some blessing. Let's go.
Yeah. Chuck it about. Okay. So,
awkwardly asked Julian.
So if I'm finished in the temple, can I have a quick look in the occult library?
You will need to spend a minimum of 3 hours. So it depends whether or not you're prepared to keep everyone else waiting for 3 hours or for them to leave without you.
How good is the library in Harness Band?
It's the one we're going to. It's the one that we were originally going to look for to find anything about Ghost and Vanessa and how to... the Seal of Solomon business.
Do we have any information about it in writing? Because I can't find any. Maybe I can't see them.
We had the one about the...
It was in one of them.
What do we know about
We have
this?
two handouts that mention it.
Can everybody, please,
God, what?
roll me 1 dice?
What?
Just a random dice.
Just 1 dice.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
More success.
So hang on. Okay, so you three got 6s, 2, 4, and 1. Okay. All right, that's fine. So yes, you're all off. You got everything you want, and you get on the train. So yeah, you head north. The day of departure it's a warm and sunny spring day, and the sound of the steam whistle fills the air at the station, along with clouds of black smoke. It's it's a long 24-hour journey, with the night spent on board, which is nice. The stately green trees of the Swedish countryside slide past the windows, and lingering snow can be glimpsed upon the mountaintops as the train continues further and further north. You pass through Angers, and it's currently as far as the railroad goes, but of course you all have a night to get through first.
And I would like to meditate at some point on this train.
Yes,
I will allow you to do that.
Julian will be doing the same.
So,
Oh, good idea, Sebastian.
Anna and I can mark a bearing on a map from the station before getting on the train.
Ooh, perfect. Anna does that. Opens up the compass and does a little mark.
Interesting. Yeah. So when you sleep,
we dream of nothing but sunshine. Oh fuck.
you all have something.
Do we have individual bunks, or are we all together?
Yeah, on your average sleeper train, you can have like 2 bunks in one, or sometimes
Yeah.
4.
Well, sometimes they have the hallways, right? It's like a hallway.
I've been all 6 to a room. How many of us, and where are we?
So after last night, as it were, you, Maude, and Julian will be together.
Mm-hmm.
And Taika, Sebastian, and actually no, it's I would say that the 3 girls will be in one, and the 3 boys will be in another.
Mm-hmm. At what times are these things happening? Are they happening in the middle of the night?
Yeah. Julian gives his heart a minute to calm down a bit.
Henrik?
When are these happening, Andrew?
Middle of the night.
Just during the night, yeah.
I'm going to strike a match, get a bit of candle, maybe from one of the... no doubt there will be a candle or something in the carriage itself that has been on during the day, and I'm just going to take that and I'm just going to walk up and down the corridor a couple of times with my candle in my hand.
Anna's waking up Maude and Taika if they're not already awake.
Already awake.
Up. What the? Did you Anna points to the corridor. Did you see that thing?
The conductor?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Shit.
Did they say you shouldn't be here?
No. Is that what he said to you?
I mean, he didn't say it. That's definitely what he meant.
That's not what he said to me.
Do I hear voices coming from their berth?
Yeah, well, probably if you went out and examined the corridor.
Shit. Hello?
It's me. It's me. It's me. It's me.
Oh shit. Hey, Julian, get in here.
Sort of get yanked in.
Yeah.
So, odd question. Conductor, yes or no?
Yes. That's what we were
Okay.
just talking about.
Right, I
Did
see.
he tell you didn't belong? Because he seems to have told Maude she didn't belong.
Oh, no, he just looked at me incredibly angrily and seemed to scratch my name out of a book or something.
Yes, that's it. But I think he was saying that we didn't belong here, we shouldn't be here. Because everyone else, I saw him just writing notes. Then when he got to me, he was angry and crossed, I can only assume me, out of his book.
No, it was the same for me. He was noting people, and then as soon as he looked at me, yes, he was
Angry.
not happy.
You've woken Tyker, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tyker looks confused. More dreams?
Did you not have the dream?
Not
Tyker?
for you?
I couldn't sleep really.
See.
And was it even a dream? Because it felt like I woke and then saw him here.
Yes, I don't remember waking again. It could be a trick, but I don't think I was asleep.
So do we think he's actually on the train then?
A ghost?
Yeah.
I didn't see anything out in the hall just now.
And if he is a ghost...
If you were awake, did you see anything?
No, not as far as I can tell.
Then maybe it was just a dream.
If it's
But
a ghost,
everyone's all right.
does he haunt this train or does he haunt the route to Harnessland?
I don't know, but there was this strange blue green light coming from Anna points to the far end of the carriage. Maybe we should go have a look at that.
Let's go and have a quick look. Can't hurt. And then we must get some sleep.
Good luck with that.
Oh, quite.
When you walk
Does
back
anyone
into your
recognise
carriage,
the uniform?
Julian,
Sorry.
when you go back into your carriage, Henrik is wide awake, and Sebastian appears to be awake too.
Did you chaps see anything? I don't want to wake the whole carriage, but...
Yeah, did you have a dream too?
We're not sure if it was a dream or what. What did you see?
That fucking black dog again.
Black dog. We didn't see that. We saw a conductor.
Like a train conductor or a music orchestra conductor?
No, a train conductor on a train.
You said it might have just been a dream, so I don't know.
Oh, yes, no, there was a conductor who was not happy with our presence, but you both saw Doc?
Do you recognize him? Like, was it the conductor from this train?
Not that I've seen. I think I'd remember if I'd seen him before, but no, we're just going down to see if there's anything we can find. We probably won't, but just to make sure there's nothing in the carriage itself.
Sebastian said, I saw wolves following the train, cruel intelligence in their eyes, and followed the train for a long time.
That's interesting.
I wasn't on a train. It was some sort of
Did
castle.
we follow Julian into that, or have we gone down on our own to have a look at
That's
the
up to you.
Well, if they've gone down, I'll just follow after them once I've seen that they've passed with my candle and things, because it's otherwise probably going to be very dark.
Henrik was talking to you.
Would we not have gone to find out if the others had seen it as well?
It's quite
I think we would
possible.
have done.
What did you say, Henrik? Because Anna spoke over you.
Sorry, I lost. Everybody was talking. I lost what I was gonna say.
You said you saw a castle.
Oh yeah, it wasn't a train. I didn't see anything having to do with the train. I saw a man well dressed carrying a notebook, and it was like I was in a castle, but also a house at the same time. It kept changing, and then I didn't actually see the dog this time. I saw the man getting taken away and bloody paw prints. I assume it was that black dog, but man, that was terrifying.
Let's go and check the rest of the carriage quietly so that no one gets woken up and thinks that they're being haunted or anything.
Okay.
And Andrew, I was just going to ask one question. I had one mental health damage from a roll I pushed. I don't know if that was 2 sessions ago. I don't know if I still had that original one.
So you had.
I pushed a roll a while back, and so it's still on my sheet.
Did you not take a mental damage last week?
Didn't you? There was something with...
Oh no, he didn't. No, he didn't take a mental damage last week.
Yeah,
So yeah, that was from, if that was from Christmas, as it were, then that will have gone.
Okay.
Well, yeah, it's been literally months now. Somehow.
Sebastian, what the wolves you saw following the train? What do you mean you saw wolves following the train? While he types, we bobble down to have a look at the carriage, see if we can spot anything weird going on.
I have one from the effects of the visions or similar. Oh yes, you've got one. That's right, Sebastian. Yes. Yeah, I've just found where I wrote down people's damages.
Oh yeah, is Anna still frightened, or has she got over that now?
You're over that, yes, but you've still got the mental condition.
Lovely.
That fear was just whilst you were trying to work out what the hell was going on the day before.
All right, let's have a poke around the carriage. Do we see anything?
Nope.
You saw wolves at the window, and you assume it was a dream.
Do you remember waking up?
As Sebastian is typing, it wasn't a dream.
Sebastian, was it this train?
He wasn't dreaming. He was just looking out the window.
Oh.
So you actually saw wolves
following the train.
Okay. Great. Fucking great.
Well, dream, vision, who knows?
Mm-hmm.
The two things felt very different. The last dream and this reality.
Julian tries to peer out into the dark through the train window, not expecting to see anything.
For good reason, because you didn't.
Let's go back to bed then, I guess.
Nothing much else to be done at the moment.
Did anyone recognize the conductor's uniform?
It was old, not something that they would have worn now, I think.
Maybe the train company has some stories, something to tell us.
Maybe.
Well, if we see the real conductor walking by, maybe we could ask them.
Not likely to in the middle of the night on a sleeper. Conductor's probably hiding away in some corner.
Well, if you see him in the morning, see if you recognize him. That would be good.
Definitely got the feeling it was someone who had been dead for a while. Like decades old.
Right, well, I hate this, and I'm going back to bed. Good night, everyone.
Same night all. Maude, can I chat to you this way for a second?
Of course.
And it's going to pull Maude to the side. I think we need to leave someone on guard this night to work out what's sleep, what's not, and all that shit. Are you good to keep watch in turns with me?
Yeah.
Like if
It's a good idea.
if you catch another sort of 4 hours of sleep, I'll take over for you.
Okay.
And Maude?
Yeah? Yep.
Don't let Taika be the one keeping watch.
Maude looks over at Taika.
Oh, we're not near Taika. We are far away from Taika.
But William has come with us.
Are you?
I think Taika's paranoia is going to make sure that Taika knows what's going on here.
Yeah, Anna's like, fuck, as Taika's face appears in like the window. Nothing. Let's go to bed.
I'll wake you halfway through.
Anna looks at Taika. You have an uncanny habit of popping up, Taika.
Not as uncanny as you talking about me anytime I pop up.
You can hear a faint tap, like along the wall. Can everyone shush? We're going to wake up people on the train.
Anna groans loudly and gets back into the carriage.
That was the opposite of what I meant.
Like I fucking care.
I'm going to get complaints.
Read my earlier remark. Anna sits up in bed and makes no point of hiding that she's not sleeping and just sits there watching Taika get into bed.
Taika goes to sleep.
Julian falls straight to sleep.
Maude looks over at Anna and says, there's not much point in me keeping watch if you're not actually going to get any sleep.
No, I was going to keep watch first, Maude.
Okay, fine.
In
which case,
I'll wake you in like 4 hours.
Okay. Maude gets into bed and goes to sleep very quickly.
So the night passes uneventfully, and you wake up, and sort of mid-morning, you eventually pull into anger, because that's currently as far as the railroad will get you. And your journey then continues by stagecoach for another 2 days, with overnight stops along the way. They are all uneventful.
Thank goodness.
The air here is crisper and somewhat cooler than Uppsala. And the flowing of brooks can be heard outside, and rivers, and it's all very picturesque and lovely. Finally, you arrive in Hanelsand and are directed to Von Meyer's sawmill, which is located where the Angerman River flows into the Bothnian Sea. And you can see there are several cargo ships by the shore being loaded with timber. And you cannot help but be impressed at the number of logs floating down the river into the bay. Can we do the second bearing when we get off the train to maximize the distance time difference?
Yeah. Anna makes a little note.
What is it you're trying to work out?
Where Victor is.
You're doing a 3-point bearing. Okay. It's still vaguely south.
No map. We're still kinda in the headquarters.
Well, you've so hang on. If have I got? Let's just change to the.
You clever bastard.
You would be right if we were talking about a conventional compass. It doesn't have a conventional needle, so it doesn't give a vague. It doesn't give a bearing. It gives a vague suggestion. It's not precise.
That sounds made up, Andrew Slade. Just saying. That sounds like you didn't want Sebastian to be that clever, to be fair.
No, I gave all that information to Anna at the time.
Yeah,
Fair enough, fair enough.
It's
So-
all wibbles.
Right, let's. The streamers have a great view of the map. If you guys have got the the map view up,
Oh wow.
I've zoomed right in. So Uppsala is obviously here, and you guys have literally gone due north.
Woohoo.
So for the purposes of the bearing, it showed south when you were at the castle in Uppsala, and so it's still going to show south because you've just gone north. So even with a really good compass, you wouldn't be telling anything different.
It's not much of a difference. Mm.
But maybe when you go somewhere else, that might help. So yeah. But anyway, as it happens, you have found yourselves in Hanasand.
Fire.
I mean, that's fun stuff,
Ooh,
but we're going
fancy.
to be there very shortly, and it's just.
Are we going to pause with our arrival?
It is 10 o'clock, so yes, you're in Hanasand, and we will stop there. With the potential of meeting von Meyer, or indeed whatever you choose to do at this point.
There are so many threads.
There's too many threads.
So many friggin' threads. They're all over the show.
We're gonna drop one of them.
Yeah.
Do you think?
It will kill us.
I think we're dropping many of them without realising it at the moment. It's very,
We've
very
been about
frustrating.
Vera unattended with the whole bloody paintings, with the thing coming out the paintings. They've just been ignored.
Really? Do you think so?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Okay.
it's fine because those paintings weren't actually going anywhere at this moment, so we're okay. The paintings in the mirror aren't moving right now. There's apparently a beast here, and we were going here anyway. I was following Julian's lead.
All right, let's do points because bed is calling.
Okay. So. Where are we?
Harnessand, apparently.
Did you participate in the session? Yes. And obviously the annals was done, so you get one there. Did you confront any Vaesen? No. Did you identify a previously unknown Vaesen? No. Were you affected by your dark secret? Please let me know if you believe you were, and I shall confirm or deny. Have you taken risks to protect other people?
No.
No, I don't think you have this time. Have you learned anything?
No.
Yes.
No, yes.
What about
I
talking about Nattram?
yeah, we learned a reasonable amount from the burned papers about the Nattram.
Oh, that's true. We learned, yeah.
Yeah, our knowledge of that scenario has moved forward, and we've
Yeah.
created a bunch of theories.
Yeah, I would say that you have learned. Did you develop anything in your headquarters? No. Did you perform an extraordinary action? No. So just the 3 XP for people this evening. But you are moving forward. So with that note, I am going to say so long and farewell to those that are watching us online. Thank you very much for joining us. Before I disappear, we will probably be back to our normal Friday this week, and it will probably be a shorter session. However, full disclosure, going away the very next morning at a stupid time in the morning. So it's not 100% confirmed, but keep an eye on YouTube or on Moonbeam, however you watch us, and you should find out. But yes, should well be online on